everybody, and welcome back to my channel, sushidragonmaster, and today we're going to do another review. So, I originally had a different video planned for today, but it was something that I knew was going to contain unpopular opinions, and last week I think I shared a lot of unpopular opinions, so I wanted to take a break from that and talk about something I like in a positive way. I mean, I'm sure it'll, there'll be someone out there who didn't like it. Because, we don't all like the same things. The point is that I wanted to talk about something positively instead of talking about something negatively, because negativity is not a good thing. It should be positive. So, I am going to do a review for Empress of 1,000 Skies. I'm going to try my best to do it without spoilers. So, yes, and before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you to Kathleen from For the Love of Books, because I didn't know some information like character names, and so I asked on Twitter, if anyone out there knew their names, and she provided me with the answer. So instead of just saying that guy for the one character, I now have his name, so he's no longer that guy. So thank you, Kathleen. So now that I've talked for a while, we're going to get into the review. So Empress of 1,000 Skies is written by Rhoda Bellezza. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't pronounce anything right, really. I wish I had a physical copy of it to hold, but I don't, because I got it on my e-reader. This is a sci-fi story set in space, where sci-fi stories typically are set, and we follow this girl named Rhiannon, I believe is how you pronounce her full name, but she usually just goes by Rhi, which makes my life easier, and she is heir to the throne of her planet. I was gonna say her kingdom, but I guess it's like her kingdom within her planet, and there's some people who don't want that, so there's an attempt to assassinate her, and then our other main character, Alyosha, I believe is how it's pronounced, and he is falsely accused of assassinating Rhi. So both of them are on the run, and they're trying to basically get to the same place, but in different ways. And it was really cool, and like I have in my notes here, it was pure awesomeness. I mean, I am not a big sci-fi fan. Like, I can handle some sci-fi. Like, the Lunar Chronicles is pretty much sci-fi fairy tale retelling. That's what it's, like, sold as. But the sci-fi in it is, like, so low level that I could handle it, and I was fine, and I could understand everything. And then, like, Illuminae was a little bit more space-oriented, and I loved that one. But normally when things are like space-oriented, a lot of the stuff goes over my head. Like in Gemina, there was a lot of science and space stuff, like really science-y stuff that went on in there that just kind of completely went over my head, and I was trying to understand it, but I was really struggling. And this really focused more on the fiction side of science fiction than the science side, which is what I like, because then it's not as sciencey. The only sciencey part of it is that it's in space, which makes it sci-fi, and it was really, really awesome. It was awesome. And so besides Rhiannon and Alyosha, there's also this guy named Julian, which he originally was labeled as that guy in my notes. But Julian is Rhi's, like, best friend, and she kind of likes him, because why not? And as Rhi goes on the run, she is joined by Dalin, I want to say is how you pronounce his name. and I don't know how to describe him. I mean, like, he goes in with a purpose, and he's like so set on this purpose, which is great. Like, he's not easily distracted and stuff. He's good at his job, which is nice. Although there were like a couple times where I was like, dude, just chill. Maybe that's because I don't take a lot of things seriously unless I absolutely have to. Like, I like to make jokes about everything, so I don't really understand the characters like this. But he was still cool, I still liked him. And there was Vin, who was Ali's best friend. And we're not going to talk about him anymore because I don't want to, for reasons. We're not going to talk about the reasons because they're very spoilery. I was about to say it's nothing bad, but that's a lie. I liked him, just so you know, I really liked him. We're gonna stop talking about him now. And then Kara, I believe was her name. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If her name was not Kara, please tell me in the comments. I distinctly remember her name being Kara. But, like I said, I could be wrong. Because I also thought that Dorian from Throne of Glass, I also thought he had blonde hair, but that was never true, so. And, like, my favorite, because it just has to be your favorite, this little android guy named Pavel, P-A-V-E-L. I don't know if that's Pavel or Pavel, but he is just so cute. Like, he's kind of like Aiko, but not. I think I like him better than Aiko. Don't kill me. He's so cute. And, like, all these characters are just the best. Like, I love it when you find a book where, like, all the characters are just, you like them for different reasons. And even if you dislike them, like, you don't want anything bad to happen to them. And, like, that's what I felt about this. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to any of these characters. Like, I love them all. Even if there's times when I'm like, you are my least favorite. It's like, you are my least favorite, but please don't die. I really like the writing style in this book. She wrote it in a way that it was really easy to picture what was going on and picture the world and picture the characters. Because that's something that I struggle with when reading, especially is picturing the characters. Like, sometimes you get the authors that do a really good job of explaining the world, and they mainly focus on the world, and they'll just give brief descriptions of the characters. So then when the characters come back in, you like have no idea what they look like anymore, and you're like trying to struggle. And if you're me, they just all look like blobs because you really don't know what they look like. But I could really picture each of these characters individually, and still now, after I read it like a couple weeks ago, I can still really picture these characters, and I could picture the world too, which is another thing. Like, sometimes you get the authors that like really focus on the characters and their appearance, but don't really focus on the world. So like you're in a fantasy world or a sci-fi world, but you can't help but just think of it as looking like the real world because it's really not described that well. And I didn't have either of these problems at all in this book. I could picture everything, and it was beautiful. So, in the end, I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5. The only thing that prevented this from being a 5 for me is that there just like were some like kind of overused trope things that occur. Like a specific trope that I don't like when it's used, because I feel like it's used way too much, and sometimes it works, and I'm not saying it didn't work in here, and I'm not saying that it doesn't work in other places. Like, normally when it happens, it works. It's just like, I'm just tired of seeing it, if that makes sense. I try my best not to let it take away from anything, but just for this, like, what made it worse was that I saw it coming. And I even, like, made a note in my e-reader like, oh, I bet this is gonna happen, and then it happened, and I was like, yup, I knew it. But it's just because, like, whenever I sense that this is gonna start to happen, I'm like, no, don't do this to me. Just don't. But I can't say what the trope is without spoiling what happened, because I'm sure there are people out there, and normally I'm one of them, who does not see anything coming, or, like, didn't see this specific thing coming, you know, like, normally when I'm reading stuff, and, like, I'm like, wow, I didn't see that coming, and literally everybody else who has read it is like, yeah, I totally saw that coming, like, it was just so obvious, and I was like, what are you, and I'll just be sitting here like, what are you talking about? That blew my mind. So I was a little excited that I actually caught something before it happened. And, like, for the people who aren't good at catching stuff, like, I am one of you, so I'm not going to ruin it for you guys. I want you to experience the surprise, because I didn't get to, and that was sad. But you guys, you need to experience the surprise. This book is just so good, and, like, it left off on a cliffhanger, and I really want the sequel, but I don't think the sequel has a release date or anything. Like, I don't even think it has a Goodreads page yet, which is sad. It needs one. It needs to exist. We need to know more information. I just need to know all the things. So, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below and let me know if you have read this book and what you thought of it, or if you have not read this book and are planning to. I want to know all the things. Don't forget to subscribe, because I upload videos every Monday and Friday, and subscribing will give you a little notification when that happens. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!